Get Into Gate. This is episode 63, talking Stargate SG-1. We are the Get Into Gate team. My name is Mitch, and the full team here. Matty, what's
what
doing?
Up?
Brendan.
Hello.
Rhys.
Oh, g'day, guys.
We're here to talk Maternal Instinct. We're into the final 3 episodes of Season 3. We're going to go straight to Rhys, our new viewer who has seen this for the first time, right after we run through what the episode is all about. Braytek arrives at Stargate Command with a wild story about interplanetary warfare with Apophis. Daniel deduces that the battle is over Apophis' child, Harsesis. Should be the Harsesis, yes, but we'll get to that. And races to save the child before Apophis finds him first.
Should be Apophis, mate, but we'll get to that.
Oh.
Or just Pete, my mate Pete.
Your mate Pete.
Actual
Poff Daddy.
Poff Daddy.
Pop Daddy. I think it's just Poffy now.
Oh,
Yeah.
P-Offy. No, that doesn't work.
No, he's, wouldn't he be
Sarcophagi.
Poffy Love or something, isn't he? Mr. Love or
Poff Lion?
Daddy
no,
Love or
it's
some
no.
shit?
Yeah.
Did he change his name again, like
Oh, did he?
2 months ago, yeah.
From the
It's now like
actual Apophis.
Oh, not your mate, Pete.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Rhys, you last couple of weeks you've been getting excited about this whole Harsesis thing. You like what they've done along the way. This one, it's all about Harsesis, our little mate Harsesis. What do you think of this ep?
Wasn't it interesting? Oh, and when Braytek first come through, all the way through to him and Tilk tracking them through this new planet, and then getting there, and Daniel with the whole magic shit that he's like, oh, you know, I can now
doing
control
this.
things with my mind.
No,
like,
you're not.
Didn't you know?
You're not Luke Skywalker. mate.
I got a callback from that
Yeah.
later on, actually. But yeah, I thought it was such an interesting episode, and just the way it ended, to know that baby was so protected, like all those guile that come through. I know I'm getting a bit ahead of us, but yeah, and then just the controlling Mother Nature and just the whole, like the start of it where they find the burnt bodies, and you're thinking to yourself, how the hell are they burnt but nothing else around them?
Yeah,
It's
that's
just,
cool.
it was really...
Given that, you know, Teal'c and Braytek could piece together every other
Yeah.
single element. It's like,
World's best
she was
trackers.
running, 8 guys chased her.
Sherlock
she was
eat your
holding
heart
low,
out.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
absolutely.
But
There
they're
was
like,
6, no 8.
but-
He's good.
But
Yeah.
we don't know
better
how they
than
got
Teal'c.
burnt.
Yeah, we're not sure about
Yeah,
that.
not
Yeah.
sure about that.
Was it Carter at one stage, and she's like, you can't possibly know that. They just sort of gave her this look like, yeah, we can, and we do.
Of course it
I'm
is.
150 odd years old, love. Like, I've learnt a thing or two.
Do you
It's
wanna know-
shut low. It's like they can't aim with the staff weapon. Like they're terrible aims. They miss SG-1 every chance,
they were
but
aiming,
they get
aiming for, like, you know, the person three meters to the right
Yeah.
of her at their head, and they hit her in the stomach. That's what happened.
She sidestepped into the blast.
I
wish I
could
could
get
do-
it if they shot low, like, and her feet were off, and like the grass was charred
Yeah.
around her.
Yeah.
Like that's low for
No,
them.
If only could put on like a Braytek voice, and I'm just imagining him saying, they aimed low, and the tops of trees are burned. It's like,
But yeah, I think it was just it well gelled together from start to finish in a good big puzzle. I think.
I was a little bit concerned because you made a comment months ago now, and we all kind of like, oh shit, we're in trouble here. Because you said something about, you didn't like the idea of like beings turning into energy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And this is like a pretty important kind of pivotal kind of episode in the way that the series goes, and we're like, oh shit, if you don't like people turning into energy, we got some bad news for
Yeah,
you.
was that?
So I was a little bit worried.
Is that spirits? Was it? Where they were turning into something else?
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh. So no, so
Yeah.
I'm glad you like this one because it is pretty important in terms of now that Share's gone. This is kind of Daniel's
Yeah,
through line.
I think the explanation from Daniel throughout the episode, where he was sort of talking to that monk, and the monk was sort of giving him clues. Didn't know Neil like that? But yeah, the whole explanation of it really, sort of brought me around. So it ended up all right.
So what you're saying is it was pretty well written. Is that what we're saying?
I feel like this is a trap. And I shall go no further.
Would
Thank
you say it was pretty well written, Brendan?
There
we go.
I find it a little bit boring.
know
Maybe
what?
that's just because I've watched it so many times.
Well, yeah, because
it's so good.
the first time, because I watched this twice.
Yeah.
So I watched it a few weeks back, and then I rewatched it just to get it fresh in my mind. It was much better the first time. The second time, I was sort of just like drifting off and checking my phone and stuff.
Yeah.
I wasn't as captured.
Because
yeah,
you know
I
that
see where
it's
you're coming
like
from.
the first time around when you watch it, it's like, are they really about to give Daniel superpowers? Is that what's happening right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, can he really? And then
Is this a thing?
Second
Yeah.
time, you're like, oh, okay, no, they're just bluffing him. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand where Brendan's coming from because, like, you're watching it for the first time. I'm watching it almost for the first time. I haven't seen this in 10 or 15 years. And so I reckon for the first half of this episode, I was like, oh, God, okay, I don't care about this episode. Like, even though there was that element of mystery and all that, the Mr. Miyagi bloke just constantly giving him, like, just little riddles and shit.
Oh, just waxing lyrical.
Yeah, and you know, O'Neill like, can we hurry this? Why hurry? There is no such thing as time. He's like, we got to get out of here. Where is here? And I'm like, if you're going to do this to everything they say, I'm already pissed off. Then I thought, no, he's the doorman to the big guy behind it, whoever that's going to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the first half, I was just waiting for it to get there, and I think my viewing experience this time around was split into two. So the first half I was a bit meh. Second half I'm like, oh yeah, this is a really cool episode. So I almost would have liked to have gone back and watched it a second time just to see where they built up what was going to be revealed throughout the start that I was bored with. But yeah, I'm glad that they did take their time, because imagine if you found out the charred bodies in the forests were, you know, if you found out then, oh, it's from these, you know, energy beings, you'd be like, what the where's this come from? But because they slowly build, even though they don't really build you up to thinking about these, you know, other supernatural type creatures, when they finally appear at the end, it just it feels normal. Like, it doesn't feel like they've jumped the shark. So yeah, I think it did come around well. It just didn't grab me at the start.
Just backtracking to what you were saying there about the monk and the little sort of things he was throwing around, I realised there's actually a really good formula to make whatever he said sound legit. So I've just cut together some of his little wax lyrical. So just have a listen to this and see if you can pick up on the general thread and repeating pattern that they've got here.
Here is everywhere you are. Put no barriers between you and where you are. When the mind is enlightened, spirit is freed, the body matters not.
So relaxing.
Everyone loves a pan flute.
Absolutely.
Lightning flashes, sparks shower. In one blink of your eyes, you've missed seeing. The sun is warm, wind is wild, grass is green along the shores. Here no bull can hide.
I feel like he's trying to get a book deal.
Yeah.
Like motivational quotes.
You know, bull can hide. I don't know about that.
Those who seek oneness find all that they seek.
That truck backing up there kind of throws you out a little bit.
Words
They have this
cannot
weird beeping in the
express
background.
things. Speech cannot convey the spirit. Swayed by words, one is lost. When the mind is freed, the body is no longer required.
No wonder I was bored.
She goes into the lake without making a ripple. She goes into the forest without disturbing a blade of grass.
See, to make yourself sound legit, all you need is a pan flute. That's all you need.
Climbs on the building but does not jump.
If you immediately know the candlelight is fire, then the meal was cooked a long time ago.
I had to put that one in because, unbeknownst to Rhys, that one becomes pretty iconic.
Yeah.
That's probably the best known one.
Yeah.
So that's what I realised. You can talk utter gibberish
Yeah.
as long as you have a pan flute sting after you.
Nice.
So let's just...
Can I have?
Or you've got a job as a politician.
I might need
I
to
said
write.
sound legit. You gotta sound legit. So I just wanted to try a couple. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. We must let go of the life we have planned, so as to accept the one that is waiting for us.
Brilliant.
Oh, very nice.
See?
Nailed it.
Okay, you ready? Go again. To learn my teachings, I must first teach you how to learn.
Can I try one of my favorite quotes in movie history?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll wait for it maybe to. Wise men say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza. Michelangelo, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1990.
Ready? Clear water stands upon somebody else's legs.
Can we start filming this? Because the eyes you're giving us.
You got a whole page of this shit.
Can I have one? If you have no pen, you cannot write.
Oh, that's deep.
See, that's profound with the sting.
Deep.
It's only deep.
Robert C. Cooper. Bunnings Warehouse. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
I think that's the Australian version of Home Depot, isn't it? Yeah, I got one.
Rufio. Oh.
Spit's going for
If you send a monkey to the shops, he will bring you back bananas.
Nice.
I actually really want to write some of these down and pass them off as my own to a girl that I work with who's not into anything sci-fi or anything. She constantly reminds me that she doesn't like anything really ever made ever. But she came in the other day. She's like, I need an inspirational quote. And I'm
Bunnings
like,
Warehouse.
she might not have known. And I said to her,
Hey, that's inspirational.
and I said, all right, I'll break it down for you. Okay, ready? You write this down. Do or do not. There is no try. And she looked at me like, I was the fucking Merovingian. She was like, she's like, oh my God, that is so deep. Wow.
You're welcome.
Said that.
She said that, I'm like, oh, I made it up.
Yeah.
And the next day she came back, she's like, have you got another one? And I'm like, oh, okay.
All right,
You
Quick,
must
and I'm like,
learn
and I'm
what
like,
you-
I
you must
typed in, I'm like,
learn
Lord
what
of
you
the
have.
Rings Gandalf quotes and looking for something. She's like, where was that one from yesterday? I'm like, all right, I'm going to break it down for you.
Splinter quotes.
It's actually Yoda from Star Wars. And she just like I just saw the life just sort of like fall out of her. It was like, I can't take advice from that because
Yeah.
that's one of those Star Wars films.
Okay, we'll give her this one. Give her this one. A river 1,000 paces wide gambles with lives, happiness, and even destiny itself.
That you can part it if you're...
Okay, so coming clean, most of these, I mean, some of them are quotes from Mystery Men, the movie. You know, that you remember the Sphinx
Yeah,
from
yeah,
that? Yeah. I almost put in the one about watermelons, but I didn't. I thought I'll stop there. Majority of these ones are actually there's a gibberish generator online. You can just you just press generate, and it generates just like this gibberish sentence. That's what most of these are.
Really?
Yes.
Can I have one more?
Oh, yeah.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
See, all you need is a pan flute, guys. That's what I'm trying to say, and you are legit.
So going back to the very start, we get an incoming wormhole.
Mm.
And then, what's his name? Walter's dad? Is that who it was?
That's his name.
We got special code 2 on the GDO, sir.
Mm.
Actually, it's pretty funny because they're probably like, Walter's dad's probably going, why is everyone saying I'm his dad? We're the same age.
Totally.
Special code 2. I think that's the first and only time they say that. Because then they're like, oh, it's Braytax ADC. later on.
Who's the special code 1?
Maybe one is
One is-
Carter's dad.
Yeah, it would
Yeah,
totally be.
true. But
Good
yeah, he
call.
comes through and says, yeah, Chulak's been attacked by Apophis.
Mm.
Jafar are dead.
Do you know who I reckon's fault that is? Teal'c.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you shouldn't have left.
Well,
If he didn't become a Shalva,
no.
selfish bastard.
If you go back to Serpent's Song, when Apophis died the first time, Teal'c talks about how this day will be a holy day on Chulak. People will celebrate, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of feel like maybe this is Apophis' way of just going, oh, so you little shits think this is a good thing. All right.
Yeah, true.
You're about to taste my pimp slapping hand. And just goes back and just
I reckon
annihilates
it's
half a Chulak.
probably
Yeah.
Daniel's fault because he said, I have your son.
So he destroyed all the Jafar, right? Braytax said. He was the only one that got out with his little apprentice that ended up dying.
Yeah, although I feel like they kind of retcon that later because we go back to Chulak at some point and it's totally fine there. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
He says Sorry, he says to that apprentice as he's dying,
Oh, God.
right in front of Tilk,
Yeah.
you are the bravest.
I wrote
Jafar, I've ever trained.
I've ever
I
trained.
was like,
and I was like,
whoa, dude.
Oh,
Wait,
wait.
the guy standing next to you opposed the gods.
Yeah.
I was waiting for just the teal eyebrow. You know,
Yeah.
just when he's
No.
really like, what the hell?
The guy's next line was, "I'm scared."
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I wanted Teal.
Tilk's
just-
like, "Pussy." Like,
I wanted Teal just to whisper in Braytek's ear. That's just for this dying guy's benefit, right? You're only saying that because he's actually going to die. Now,
and his body must be burned. I'll see to it personally.
Yeah, I know.
I'll burn it twice.
now
I was going to burn him alive after that comment.
Literally just chucks him in the chute that runs all the garbage up to level 1.
It probably won't mean much to you guys, but I was chatting with one of my listeners yesterday on Facebook, Aaron Percival, and we were chatting about how the guy who actually plays Moark, the guy, the dead
Apprentice.
Jafar guy, apprentice guy, he actually goes on to be like one of the main characters in Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, yeah, he's the
Plays-
chief or something.
Yeah,
isn't he?
Chief Tyrrell. Yeah.
Right.
So Aaron wanted me to bring that up, and I said it was probably pointless because I get 3 blank stares from you guys. And
Fuck you.
so he kind of definitely.
Have you seen Battlestar?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what I said to him. I
Have
said,
you, Mitch?
Only season 1.
It's more than me.
That's more than I.
I ain't seen shit.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were above me, and I'm like, don't leave me behind.
That's a whole season more than I thought you'd seen.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I got right into it when it was first on, and then that
Yeah,
season
see-
break between 1 and 2, I'm like, I'll get there eventually.
They shouldn't have stopped.
Yeah.
It's their own fault.
And I tried to watch the original series, but it was so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh, the original, like
Yeah,
the
like the
original. Yeah,
70s pre, or was it pre-Star Wars or around that era? Around the Star
don't
Wars
remember.
era, and
Yeah,
it was like,
something like
oh
that.
man.
Something I wanted to talk about. Daniel goes into this place and immediately he's like, "Oh, I'm magic now. I can move shit
Yeah.
with my mind." He didn't think to himself, which is what O'Neill and Carter said. There's probably hidden technology somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, aren't you thinking about that? He's like, no.
Toast
That's,
magic.
that's
That.
definitely not it.
Mate,
But-
there's a
We're a
guy. There's a
candle,
guy
mate.
in a robe sitting in a star made of sand. Of course, I'm fucking magic.
Monk says he can make me magic, and I believe him.
Didn't you hear
But
the
then-
pan flute? Of course, he's fucking magic. Jesus,
There's
Carter.
candles.
Fucking scientist Carter. Jesus.
Yeah. Daniel,
then-
there's something else going on here.
In
No magic.
How dare you question my beliefs?
He's had them for 3 seconds.
I'm offended that you question my beliefs.
I've spent the last
With
3.5
science.
years shutting down people that have said they've got supernatural powers. But now that I've got them,
That's what I was gonna
it's
say.
totally real.
Because I remember him Fire and Water with bloody What Feet Amaroka.
Yeah,
Was he reading his mind or he's moving stuff? I can't remember what it
No,
was.
he's
but
reading his mind.
I remember questioning. Yeah, like Daniel said straight away. Oh, what is this technology that you're using to do this? And I remember questioning on the podcast. Oh, he obviously doesn't think it's something.
He doesn't think
Ab-
that Nem has
magic.
telepathic powers or anything like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
he automatically thinks it's technology. Whereas in this, he's just like, because it's him doing it. He's like, nah, I'm magic.
He's like, mate, I'm a fire starter.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. Jack, watch me pick up your gun with my mind. Boom, that's me.
Boom.
Points the gun at him too.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's dangerous.
man. That's just made him question his own beliefs. Sitting there with a monk, even though he wasn't doing it. Like
Mate.
normal Jackson would have been like, all right, what's going on here?
Yeah, I know.
Skeptical.
Mate, an old apple is ever present.
So true.
You know?
So true.
Can I take a guess out of the two? Was that the gibberish generator?
No, that's a total legit quote. You don't remember Yoda saying that?
I like it how, speaking of those, he says, put no barriers between you and where you are. And Braytek says, I believe he wants us to take our shoes off.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what you got out of that?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, no, I'm fine with that because we just saw that he was Sherlock Holmes outside.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
true.
way that he would have
The monk was like, shit, I was hoping they'd all get naked.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
All right, I'll take the shoes.
Yeah.
Everyone
Your
take your barriers off.
and your pants.
opens the door and there's a hot tub. It's like, let us all hop in.
I think he means no condoms.
I've been alone on this planet without physical contact for many years. I crave the touch of another.
He'd need the condom, though, to give him a little more lasting power. Would you think, though?
Well, he's been meditating for a while. He'd be like Sting. He'd be having sex for 36 hours.
Meditating the shit out of himself.
I put it on inside out, so it's ribbed for my pleasure. I kept waiting for when that woman appeared, or woman in inverted commas, appeared and then went behind the wall. I kept waiting for the monk to go, "Pay no attention to that woman behind the curtain."
That would have been good, actually.
How Daniel was saying, the writing's on the wall. It's an instruction manual. And the Asian guy's like, yes, it's the Kama Sutra. Let us try again. The reason they found it was because Braytak knew about the, what was it called? Loknak Ko, which is a group of planets that the Goa'uld own, I suppose. And that's only because Daniel said the only reference I have was Osiris head there from Seth. Which is kind of funny because Osiris comes in the future.
Yeah. For me, it's like, well, that could be written away with, that's the mythology that happened here on Earth.
Yeah, okay.
But it's Keb has become a different sort of place in the quote-unquote real world, like the Stargate real world. But yeah, it was funny how it all just kind of came together like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
what's the one in red? Oh, that's where we need to go.
Yeah, it's like, well, how many
surprise.
episodes ago did Shara die and she told him that she sent the child to Keb?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, wouldn't they have thought to ask Braytak or
the Tok'ra?
Or the Tok'ra, like, and go, hey, have you guys ever heard of Keb? Like, do you know?
What's up with that?
Yeah, and they
when they come over, let it fall into our laps.
we don't contact them unless we need something.
Yeah.
Hey, so a mate of mine, Craig, who we spoke about on the podcast before, actually gave me this amazing book. It's Stargate SG-1, the illustrated companion for seasons 3 and 4. So it's actually got some really interesting little tidbits and stuff in here. So it starts with an interview with Robert Cooper. This is the first of what I like to call the glowing alien arc, offers writer Robert Cooper. When Shara died in Forever in a Day, Daniel Jackson's purpose for being a part of the Stargate program became a little cloudy. So he invented a quest that could be bestowed on Daniel by Shara before she died. And that was to find and protect the Harsesis child. To be honest, I just wanted to write a real Daniel episode where he could get to use his linguist social skills and I could have some fun with Zen cones. So it's really all he wanted to do.
It's very selfish.
Real Bunnings Warehouse Top Gear.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Shit episodes are just the beginning.
I did go back and read. Well, I'll touch on some of the past episodes when we do our season review. But I did go back and read about Forever in a Day, and we were like, oh, was you know how Shanksy and Shara were together in real life?
Yeah.
We were like, oh, they've had a kid. Were they together? Were they split up? They were actually still together during that episode.
Oh.
Right.
So that was much less
good.
awkward than what we thought it would have happened. Apparently, I'll read it out later, but in our season review. But he's like, yeah, it was actually really comfortable, except for the part where we were just like cuddling in bed, and suddenly there's these people filming us, and we're like, what are you doing in our bedroom?
I mean, I've asked for this, but
Do you pay for professionals?
Have you seen my wife?
I like the idea that back with what was the one where Teal'c got sick and wandered off into the projects and Bane, right? And we joked that they were called giant alien bugs, was the way that Robert C. Cooper described them. And there, in an official quote, he describes this as the glowing aliens arc. What's the name? Glowing aliens.
Aliens, right? But they're glowing. They glow. They're glowing aliens.
Do you get it? Aliens. Glowing aliens.
Stay with me. Stay with me. They're like aliens, but they glow.
But they glow.
They're glowing aliens.
Not in the dark, just like a big light. They're like alien nightlights.
There we go. Put it in. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's get it done.
Just put them in big wide onesies and just blow the shit out of that contrast.
One of them looks like a monk, but he's not. He's a glowing alien. Bazinga.
I saw some cool quotes on like a Chinese fortune cookie. That's what he's going to read the whole time. He's just talking in fortune cookie.
I found this thing on the internet. You just press a button and it comes up with this bullshit lines. That's what he's going to say.
That's half the script. Did you hear the dope?
No.
This is the dough. I heard it on the second time because
Whereabouts?
Jack says "do" when the Jafar are coming towards the
Right.
monastery or whatever it's
Temple?
called, the temple. Because I've read on the wiki, the head Jafar yells out "Tok'ra Kree." I'm going bullshit. So I rewind it. He does say that, and then O'Neill goes, "Dope, they're coming." Yeah, he says "Tok'ra Kree."
Why?
I don't know.
No, the only O'Neill quote that I remembered was this one when he finds out that Apophis is alive.
Son of a bitch!
Yeah.
That was the best O'Neill part.
Because that's how it opened up post-opening credits, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah.
it comes up the title card. Son of a bitch! And I'm like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
here we go.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because they thought he blew up on Sokar's shit,
Yeah.
right?
So this is the first time that everyone's found out.
That's
that,
actually
that
the
he's still
second
alive.
time Braytak comes and tells him that Apophis is still alive too, since family.
Oh yeah.
He'd be catching up to Daniel with how many times he's supposed to have died, eh?
Yeah.
Surely.
Legit too.
Share's got a type.
Yeah, it's this weird rivalry they've
Dangerous.
got. They're both after the same girl. It's
Even
like,
her
whatever you do, I'll do
rapists
better.
like to die.
Hey, the other little cameo we had here was our first introduction of Major Coburn, who was the guy that was kind of holding the gate
Oh
for the
yeah,
other SG team.
I think he's in the 100.
Oh, the SG2 guy.
Yeah. Was it SG2? Was it?
Yeah,
Oh,
SG2
okay.
will back you up on this.
I love him because that's Steve
He's from the 100. He's in the 100.
Basic. I don't know how to pronounce his last
Oh yeah,
name.
Basic. Yeah, I think that's it.
But he actually comes back. He actually plays a pretty major Goa'uld in later seasons. He's Camulus. He plays
yeah.
Camulus. And then he was also in a Gene Roddenberry show, Andromeda, that Kevin Sorbo sci-fi thing. He played like Kevin Sorbo's
Lexa
best
Doig.
mate with Lexa Doig, yeah, who comes into SG1 in later seasons as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we only get to see Coburn again maybe once or twice. I know he's in a Peter DeLuise episode. But yeah, I think
Yeah,
by
that's
season 7 he's playing a Goa'uld.
Yeah, it's sick.
Nice.
I would love to have seen SG2's perspective on O'Neill, like radioing them, saying like basically send everyone.
Yeah.
We are under so much attack. There are thousands of Jafar coming this way. We need all the help we can get. And then like they end up bringing all this extra team. And he's like, stand down, SG2. We're good. And
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't look like there's a shot been fired. No one's
Yeah.
bleeding.
Just babysit the game.
No one's
you're
even
fine.
panting from having run anywhere.
Yeah.
Like
He's just like, oh my god, no wonder the SG1.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And Hammond's just back at the base sweating because he's just sent 30 dudes to their death. He's like, I'm
like,
going to
oh
be
God,
in
I'm gonna
so
need-
much
I'm
trouble.
going to need to do so many more interviews to recruit new staff.
I have to write so many letters to family.
Get Walter to do that.
Totes.
He's like, I'm going to my signature turn into a stamp to just get through it. Jesus.
I don't have time for this, son.
So, did you guys want to hear the whole Tracker storyline cut together?
Who?
You know how Teal'c and Braytak were doing all the
Oh, yeah.
tracking stuff? I've actually taken all of those and cut them
Sure.
together into
nice.
one, so you can get the whole
I
story.
thought you
in-
said
Do
Tracker,
it.
as in like a character. Anyway, go on.
Never heard of him.
What you got?
A group of Jafar passed through here recently. 6.
8.
6 of the Jafar stopped here.
2 went on ahead. They returned with another. A woman.
How do you know that?
Here. The third of the prints of small and light. The shoe and open-toed sandal worn by Jafar women.
When they all met up again, there was a struggle. Then they headed into the forest. Each print is spread wide. They were running.
That needs a pantaloon
good.
sting right there.
Yeah.
Extremely.
So, what happened here?
The priestess was being escorted back to the Stargate by 2 of the Jafar. When they met the others, she realized she was in danger. She attempted to flee. They chased her and shot her.
And then they kissed.
Then someone or something attacked them.
You can't know that for sure.
I'm quite certain.
What about the child?
She carried the child.
Come on, how can you know that?
Her hands are not bound.
Yes.
Yes.
And they shot low.
And what happened to the boy?
That I cannot guess. The priestess died more than 2 days ago.
When his Jafar did not return the Harsesis, Apophis should have sent more.
Perhaps many more.
A lot more.
Heaps.
Like a whole hut tuck. How cool was that? CGI shot of the Hatak
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
and the lights shining down. I'm like, oh my god, there's so many Jafar, and they got owned. Like,
Yeah.
so hard.
How cool was the this original concept of a Harsesis that was created for the TV show, not for the movie? Sorry, I was just having origins there for a second.
Oh, okay.
Right.
We'll get to that.
I was like, what's wrong with the movie?
As,
Leave that movie alone.
as we're recording this, episodes 6 and 7 of Origins have just dropped.
I haven't seen them yet.
Yeah, it's
Oh, they're terrible.
yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Good time to mention, we are going to do a full season wrap up.
Yeah, we'll wait
Yeah.
till episode 10's dropped, and then we'll unload on the entire thing in one hit.
I just love the arrogance of Apophis. Like, when he came back to life and on Sokar's moon prison thing, and when he buzzed through to Teal'c up in the ship, he's like, "Teal'c, this is your god, Apophis." I'm like,
Yeah.
you literally, they killed you essentially. Like,
Yeah.
you came to them like a little bitch asking for help. You died. Teal'c told you to shove it up your ass. Then you come back to life so someone can punish you, and you're like,
Daniel
"This
gave
is your
your
god,
host
Apophis."
funeral rites.
And now, like, as far as he knows, he has sent all of these Jafar to go after the child. Now, he might not know it's SG-1, but for the sake of the argument, let's say that he finds out that SG-1 were involved.
Well,
There's
the
four-
Goa'uld are going to report back, oh, it was the Tari, so he's going to know.
It's
Like,
the Tari. And he's like,
yeah.
well, who are the Tari?
They're
It's
all
obviously
dead.
that SG-1 because they're the go-to guys. And then, thousands of his Jafar die, and he comes back, he's like, I am a god.
Yeah.
You puny human. The next time he's going to see them, he's going to have even more arrogance about how good he is because they, as far as he knows, killed thousands of his soldiers. And
By
it's just
having been struck by
empowers
lightning.
him even more.
It's
Yeah.
funny how those Jafar still had Sokar's uniform and the Sokar's symbol. I mean,
Yeah,
I get that you might not have time because you're going through a restructure. But surely you'd hire one guy to be like, yeah, can you just restamp everyone, please? Get rid of the
Yeah,
Sokar.
Well, maybe Apophis rebranded himself.
No, he's the serpent god.
Yeah, it just becomes a recurring thing where as we go through, because Apophis does take over a few more armies and stuff like that. So as you see it going through, you can tell, oh, there's some Sokar troops, there's some such and such troops, there's some such and such, and he's just
Well, if
making this
Hathor
big-
could do it.
And of course, they're like, oh, we've already resprayed these Goa'uld stuff red, so it's going to cost too much to spray paint them back silver again. Or there's going to be too much terps trying to wipe off all that red.
Yeah.
We'll just leave them as
The
Sokar
shoulder
guys.
blades, that
It's
cost a lot of money.
fine.
Let's
Yeah.
use them.
Yeah.
Kalak.
Would you call me?
Gesundheit. Kalak, we've heard that previously.
What's Kalak?
Kalak is
I've got the Clamel Kalak.
Oh.
yeah, we've heard that before. I think because Daniel says soul until it goes yes or indeed, something like that. But we heard it before in another Robert C. Cooper episode. Need Joel and I said it.
Why do you keep bringing that up?
Well, because Robert C. Cooper created Joel and us, I just thought I'll bring that up again.
He created Harsesis too. Sorry, I'm just going to keep going back there.
Did he?
What is that Clamel Kalak? When did he say that?
What episode was that?
This one.
This one. That's where you...
Maternal Instinct.
Harsesis.
No, but they
'Cause I've
said
got it-
Harsesis before this. Yeah, when she was pregnant.
Nah, they just said
On
a child.
Abydos.
They just said a child.
No, the
Nah.
Harthesis has been
Harsesis.
said before.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it was created by Robert C. Cooper, so he must have written the other one as well. So I'm just trying to go through because in this book there's a Goa'uld dictionary. Here it is.
What's Takmate? Takmate.
Tekmate, Master Braytak.
Yeah, what does that mean?
There's two. Tekmate is friend, greeting of respect, and Tekmatek is friends met well. We come in peace.
Shelkek Nemron. You'll bring that up later.
Well, we know what you think, Shellkick, when I'm
Remember?
It's I die free.
Yeah.
Comma, bracket, rebel Jafar password. Close bracket.
Ah, kind of. Yeah, I'll give that a pass, Mark.
Clamel. What's Clamel? He's like Clamel Kulak.
Can't remember.
I don't know phases.
Kelmak Tak Tari is destroy the people of Earth.
We'll need that.
Oh, here we go. Kalak Shaltek. Kalak is soul. Kalak Shaltek is victory or death. Open bracket. Soul returns home. Close bracket. This is fascinating.
Cool. What else is boring? Daniel, shoes.
Yeah, that's good.
Classic. So Oma Desala, Mother Nature, Rhys. Remember that.
Boom. She
Right.
becomes very, very important.
And we
Oma
never
Desala.
see her again. No,
No, we do.
I'm
Well,
joking.
as far as that actress is concerned,
Yeah,
we
we
never
never
see her again. But Oma does come back. Very important character.
Did it feel somewhat anticlimactic to you, the fact that they've spent all this time talking about Harsesis, and then he gets there and he's going to take the bub home, and it's like, no, I'll just leave it here.
Yeah, like the whole point of going there was to go get this baby, and then Daniel's made a like on the spot call.
He's made an idiot of himself.
Yeah, he's
Like,
made a
real
call
deal.
on the spot. He's just like, all right, yep, that's it. I'm gonna. And like, meanwhile, Hammond's in at the SGC going, I've literally spent like $100,000 on this mission,
Oh yeah, minimum.
and you're doing what? You come back nothing with nothing,
Including
like,
the overtime for SG 2 and 3 and 4
yeah.
to do nothing.
But yeah, I was just like, but it's the same as we've seen in previous episodes as well. They go out, supposing to do something, and then come back with nothing, and they haven't
I
advanced.
guess
their
they're
anything.
networking. They're networking. They've got new contacts.
Yeah, true.
Now, talking about let's theorize after the episode, because Daniel found out by himself that he doesn't have force powers. Does he own up to that? Go, you know, all that time I spent
shit.
like calling you an idiot because you thought that there was something else in play and that it wasn't me? Or does he just like, I guess I can't, I'm in the
decided-
kitchen, I can't get the pudding off the shelf. Must only be in the temple that I got force powers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, does he
I've
tell
just-
anyone,
I've
or does he
just-
keep that shit secret?
I've decided not to use it here.
Yeah, I know, that's
yeah.
actually exactly what he
You know,
said.
I
I'm above
think when he comes to the realization that, oh no, the baby's safer here, as he turned around, I reckon he just thought, oh, hang on, I can't give this baby to Janet as well. And he's gone, nah, I'll leave that here.
Put her in
'cause that
childcare as well.
Yeah. That's so,
Gets to season 5,
Like,
she has to
that's
actually
gonna
quit
be-
her job because she's got like 18 alien children at home.
and this one's going to be a monster. Like, he's going to be just terrible twos, please.
Stop murdering
Like-
the other children, please. Show up.
Yeah, we've had another Sholvar incident at school. He's been in detention all day.
Won't share his weapons.
He's got some dark thoughts, dark drawings.
All right, that's episode 63 of Get Into Geek. Maternal Instinct. We'll be back next week for the penultimate episode of Season 3, Crystal Skull. It has a little bit of a bad aftertaste when you still think about the Indiana Jones thing, but, let's cleanse that.
This was before Indiana Jones
Yeah.
4, so...
And should have been instead of Indiana Jones 4. So, in many ways, was exactly what Indiana Jones 4 was. So,
Hey, Mitch, have you ever asked yourself, what's happening next week on Stargate SG-1?
I'm glad you asked.
On the next Stargate SG-1,
I know of no goa'uld structure of that magnitude.
Colonel O'Neill gets a mission like none other.
Any signs of life there?
There is a breathable atmosphere, sir, but no complex life signs.
And when it's over, he'll never want another.
It appears to be a human skull.
A crystal skull holds the power to an unknown dimension.
We have to see this. He claimed that it possessed a certain power.
What kind of power?
A force that could transport
force
SG-1 to
power.
another world.
It's like a living thing.
Forever.
Daniel? Where'd he go?
He seems to disappear.
Return to base immediately. Tim! Get out of there!
On the next Stargate SG-1.
Until then, you can check all of our old podcasts on our podcasting channel, whichever one is your favourite. You can track us down on the socials, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search Get Into Geek, a Stargate podcast, or drop us a line, getintogate@gmail.com. We will be back next week as well to do that full wrap-up of Stargate Origins. Whatever your thoughts may be, do send us some notes, ask some questions. We're obviously going to be asking what Stargate is going to come after Origins, now that it's all come and we've all had our opinions on it online. It's been a very interesting place to be for a Stargate fan over the last couple of weeks, so we'll talk about it next
Frustrating,
week.
if you ask me.
More interesting
But-
than
Probably
plot.
more for the makers going, all right, let's see how much they love it. Oh dear.
Oh.
See how much money we've got after this.
Well, almost as much as they obviously had going into it. But
If you're on the socials too, there is a new Twitter and Instagram handle at Stargate Now, which is basically a campaign to drive the revive of Stargate So
The Brad Wright.
Destructo
Robert
Baron,
Cooper.
or Baron Destructo, I think his name is Joseph. I always murder his last name. Malozzi, who's a producer of SG-1, Atlantis and Universe, wants the non-Stargate Origins series, more like a Brad Wright.
Yeah, I think he said there is. He
continuation.
basically said there is no Stargate without Brad Wright. You know, that's
Wow.
Fair call.
There was, wasn't there?
Was it
The
as
movie Brad Wright wasn't involved in it, and that was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
But
good-
yeah, I
good budget.
concur.
Mm.
Yeah, even if he's a consultant, they're going, yeah, no,
Oh,
don't do this.
I wish he'd been there for Origins. There
Yeah,
would have been a
me
lot
too.
less plot holes, but
Yeah.
we'll get there.
I mean, they
That's
could have
for
had.
next
They,
week.
all they
Hey,
had
give
to
it
do
time,
was,
mate. There's still 2 episodes to go.
They only
yeah,
had to
that'll
listen
wrap
to
everything
our
up.
Stargate Origins special, and they would have been like, "Oh, so we can't do any of that
Yeah. Oh.
that we did."
Yeah.
That we did.
First
Oh.
episode, we ruined it all.
Yeah.
Jeez, if we crossed out all the stuff we can't do, we've literally only got 10 minutes worth of content. Shit.
I mean, it's an unwinnable brief.
How do you feel about 10 1-minute episodes?
Well, then we can go back to my idea and they can release them on Snapchat.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Insta.
Yeah,
Insta story.
Insta stories.
Classic.
One a week?
All right, so check back this time next week for our Origins chat and our podcast on episode 21 of season 3, Crystal Skull. Myself, in the meantime, at Mitch_Lewis on Twitter and Instagram. Matty.
High pitch manic. Ooh. Where's my pan flute, motherfucker?
Oh, I'm
No,
sorry. Hang on.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's
Okay.
too long. We don't have
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
I'm at the Brendan Gibson.
And I'm at the Flying Gibson.
Catch back next week on Get Into Geek.
GetIntoGeek.com.